is the 9th of March. In a very quick answer to your question, nah, I've never really considered going to a Barcelona game. I did go to Barcelona a few years ago, but nah, I never really considered going to one of their games. Pretty good result from them last night. Biggest comeback ever. PSG threw it all away. But yeah, seeing as I'm no longer really into football, and I've only ever been to Barcelona once, and the part of Spain I go to is nowhere near Barcelona, I don't really well, if I was given the opportunity to, I would, but nah, wouldn't go to their games like out of choice, you know. Now, the vlog on Sunday was pretty rushed, so I couldn't put in. I recorded a few Battlefront clips, but I unfortunately couldn't put them in the vlog because I needed to, you know, save space for it to upload. So I will include those a little bit later. But first of all, Matt, in spirit of me luckily getting out my vlog on time on Sunday, and clutching it with editing, I wonder how long on average does it take for you to edit a vlog? How long on average does it take you to edit a vlog? Because I think Sunday was a record for me. I edited it in probably about under 10 minutes. Recorded it in about 10 as well. Edited in 10, processed in 20, and then uploaded in another 10. So that's 50 minutes. That's probably a record for me. But yeah, I got Battlefront clips that I failed to put in last week's vlog, so I'll just put them in this one because YOLO. Chewie could probably be my favourite hero at the moment. Yeah, you saw me take out the Emperor then, but look at this. Jin and Nando both die instantly because they're terrible. But yeah, and then to face off against Darth Vader and Bosk. But look at what Chewie does. Look at how much he can tank, and look how quickly I take out Bosk at full health. My favourite hero at the moment. Unfortunately though, in that very same game I was on a team of crackheads basically, and this is my average Battlefront experience. Look at Luke, look at his health bar. Luke is not designed for challenging the villain. Just look at it go down. Just why? He's 0 and 7, he's so awful. Not, well, Luke and the player, they're both so awful. I wish I was recording this. Right, a little backstory, right? I was near a very close match, as you can see, and I knew I had to win this game because if I didn't, the news would play and we would lose. The other two heroes were killed. It was just up to me against all three villains. Killed Palpatine, just killed Boba Fett, and there's Vader. I killed him. I was in joy when that happened. Seriously, that was one of my Battlefront highlights. This is another example of how OP Chewie can be. Vader's just running away right then. Killed a stormtrooper, and yeah, I'm highest trait level, doing about 200 damage of every shot. And yeah, Vader's dead. Then Bosk comes in, and I kill him with a ground slam, and then Palpatine only requires 3 shots. It's like so ridiculous sometimes. Unfortunately, Lando has been nerfed a little bit, but let me just say, I've played with him so many times, this has never ever happened. What are you just about to see? Look how rapidly he's firing that, and not one of them hit Boba Fett. Okay, let me just say it right now. Krennic is the absolute worst villain or hero. He is the worst. I'd rather use the infantry over him. Darth Vader, I was using him, but he's just terrible. But look at what kills me in the end. This is actually quite funny. Look at what kills me in the end. I get killed by Soph. Oh, he's so bad. Right, so the movie review. I couldn't necessarily think of what to review until I remembered they are making another Alien film. Now, I've only seen Alien and Aliens, so I'm not really the best sample for an Alien fan. And yeah, you're going to see why I'm probably not the sample of an Alien fan later on in this video, but I might as well just review the 2 Alien films I have seen in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, Alien 1, as I like to call it, is going to be reviewed today. So Alien was made 2 years after Star Wars, and it was the real pusher of the sci-fi horror genre. It's gone through quite a lot of variations over the years, but this is the film that really made films like Terminator possible. Ridley Scott and was director, and a cast including John Hurt, Ian Holm and Sigourney Weaver, who later went on to great success, and R.I.P. John Hurt for a few weeks ago. Right, so the story is they are returning to Earth from a mining operation, and they receive a distress call from a ship stranded. And when they go to investigate the ship, however, they don't find any survivors. Instead, they find the facehugger, which in turn latches itself onto John Hurt, kills John Hurt, and then transforms into an alien queen, which goes on killing the entire crew, and the only way they can stop it is by running away. And Sigourney Weaver, I think we all know, is the one survivor. I kind of spoiled it, but to be honest, we all know that Aliens has very little in common with Aliens, so you won't really expect the cast to return for Aliens, apart from Sigourney Weaver, obviously. Now, I think the thing that really has to be commended about Alien is the sets and the effects. Now, I mean, I think Star Wars did set the bar really high with the sets, don't get me wrong. And the effect, okay, maybe the visual effects in Star Wars still trump, but the sets certainly. While Star Wars set the bar pretty high, I think Alien still looks like the lighting, the cinematography, the sets. Honestly, you wouldn't expect much better today. There are very few shots that look even the remotest bit dated, and again the effects really do hold up, and the alien queen looks magnificent, and the shots of it as well, like the whole colour scheme of it as well. It's a real nice, not a nice movie to look at, but it's a really good visuals for a movie. And when it has sets like that, shots like that, Ridley Scott is a masterful director. Unfortunately though, it's a sci-fi horror film made in the 70s, so that leads to the usual horror movie tropes from that era, which is, I may get a lot of hate for saying this, but a pretty forgettable cast of characters, and maybe not the best pacing. It is quite a bore, to be honest. I mean, you got a lot of good shots, like I said, which help you through it more than if it was shot bad, but I'd say the pacing really had to be stepped up, and it is probably why it is not as good as something like Terminator 1, because Terminator 1 moves along so tank-like, it just moves along Terminator 1. Alien kind of staggers at points. I'd say from when they find the distress call to when the alien comes out John Hurt's stomach, very little happens in the movie, and I honestly, every time now I'm like, oh, can we please, get to the frickin' alien? And to be honest, even during the killings, they're not too memorable, to be honest. They could be a lot more memorable, obviously like they are in Aliens, but yeah, it's not the most memorable film event-wise. Set-wise it is, but event-wise probably not. And I think that's a reasonable point, actually. I think as a filmmaking side, brilliant film. As a storytelling side, not the best. So yeah. Also, and on top of that, like I said, a relatively forgettable cast who do share a bit of chemistry, but you don't remember many of their names. Obviously you remember Ripley, but that's about it. And there's a relatively pointless twist thrown in there. I won't reveal it, but it is quite a pointless twist involving one of the characters who You don't see why they would do that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do, and I'm not the biggest Alien fan, so other people who watched the movie from a long time ago, and they watched it like a lot since then, probably know a lot more than me as to why this character would do this, but it just comes across as a little bit unneeded, that plot twist, in my opinion. Anyone who's seen the movie knows what I mean. So overall, it's obviously shot really good, and I can't go over that, but again, storytelling, pacing wise, it's what I look for. A movie can be shot brilliantly. The Revenant's a perfect example. A movie that is shot fantastically, but doesn't have really the best pacing, characters, or story. And yeah, kind of the same goes for Alien, and yeah, not a massive fan of it. I'd say good time. No gosh shots required. But you're gonna have to sit through quite a lot of boring scenes. Right, so that's it for the vlog, Matt. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Saturday.